I have a flat dreadlock back here. What is up, all of you awesome people? It is TheMunchBowl here, and today I'm going to be telling y'all about flat dreadlocks. Now, I saw that my sleeping with dreadlocks video got a lot of attention. No glory to me, all glory to God. But anyways, I have a flat dreadlock back here. Now, see this flat dreadlock? Hopefully y'all can see it. This is the type of dreadlock that people are very afraid of getting. And I get a lot of comments saying, or not really a lot of comments saying this, but a good amount of comments saying, hey, how do I sleep with dreadlocks? How do I like not get flat dreadlocks? So my dreadlocks are flat when I wake up and all that stuff. And to be 100% completely honest, I did nothing to my hair when I went to sleep. I just went to sleep on it. And my hair was an afro, basically. But I was freeforming it, except I was sponging it, so it was semi-freeform. But yeah, I'll wake up too. Side of my head, lopsided, everything going this way, you know? Basically, all my hair was just looking goofy, alright? For a long while, my hair was looking goofy. Like, I thought it looked good, but... anyways, as you can see, none of these dreadlocks are flat. All of them are round. And even on the back of my head, I do not have flat dreadlocks. And to give y'all proof, this problem still happens where I have like flatness, is this dreadlock right here. I know this dreadlock looks like a mess, but this part right here, the new growth, is flat. I think on most of my dreadlocks, the new growth is flat, but it won't lock up to be flat. It's the only way you can actually get flat dreadlocks and then will stay flat dreadlocks, because this is the only dreadlock. This flat dreadlock right here is the only dreadlock that stayed flat. Which this dreadlock just formed like 4 months back. Or I tried crochet hooking it, but then it just fell apart and then just locked up on its own, but locked up flat. Why did it lock up flat? Because it was damp or had water on it. It was kind of wet, and I laid on the back of my head, which compressed it. And that's the whole locking process. I can use this as an example. If y'all have an afro or something and y'all like wet your hair and then like lay on it or something, you will know it's flat. Like, it stays flat and it's really hard to pick out. That's because all the hair is intertwining together, and that's the whole locking process. And when you wet your hair and then it dries up, you wet your hair and elongates, but when it dries up, it contracts and, you know, intermingles and, you know, connects with other hairs. So that's how your hair locks up. It was compressed and it was forced to lock up in that compressed way. So it's never going to get out of this compressed form, because it's already locked up. That's the only way you're gonna get flat dreadlocks. I'll even show you something. I mentioned this in my how to sleep with dreadlocks video. You see this dreadlock? This dreadlock, like the head of it used to be like completely flat, like straight flat. And I didn't wash my hair very often in the beginning stages, so I think it's pretty safe to say that it wasn't flat because it was compressed because it was damp or something. It was just flat because it was compressed. But since it was compressed and I didn't really wash my hair that often, which I don't recommend not washing your hair, don't get me wrong, it was just naturally compressed, so it wouldn't, so that's why I didn't lock up in that way. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't wash your hair. I'm saying let your hair dry before you lay down or compress your hair or something like that, because whatever form your hair is in while it's wet, it's going to lock up in that exact way. So this is a great example. My hair used to be sticking up. I'll show a picture right here. That's because I would wet my hair in the shower, wash my hair, get out, and put a headband on. Then by the morning time when it was all dry and stuff, I would take it out and it would just stay up like that because it was locking in that way. It was staying in that way. So that's the only way you can have a flat dreadlock, is if you wet it, compress it, and force it to lock up that way. If your hair isn't wet when you lay down or something, but then you wake up and your dreadlocks are flat or something, that's all going to round out over time, so don't be worried about it. And even if it doesn't round out over time, you can always use a crochet needle and round it off. But this is just a testimony right here. None of my dreadlocks are flat except the one that actually locked up flat because it was wet. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that basically. And even if you do have flat dreadlocks, don't be afraid of flat dreadlocks. I mean, I understand maybe some of y'all want to have like a cleaner look and don't want to like mess up dreadlocks or something, but it's not that big of a deal if you get a flat dreadlock, because there are ways to fix it. Like I said, crochet hooking it, or you can just let it be. And like I mentioned before, a lot of the new growth on my dreadlocks are flat. They're forming flat, but since I'm not washing it and then like compressing it, It's not going to lock up flat. It's just flat for the meantime. So yeah, I hope I explained it pretty decently for y'all to understand. I know it may have been kind of confusing. But basically, just to recap, your dreadlocks, at least based on my experience, will only lock up and mature out to be flat if you wash your hair or if you wet your hair and compress it until the time that is dry. If you do that, then the hair will be flat. And you have to consistently do that for it to stay flat. Because even if you do that, it will still puff up, because if you wash your hair again, that flatness will just puff up. And that's exactly what it did with this flat dreadlock back here. It puffed up once I got back in the shower. And also another thing, you can also just twist your dreadlocks, coil them up. I never coiled this dreadlock up. Never, ever, ever. That's probably one of the main reasons it's flat as well, because I never really coiled it up or twisted it. But yeah, that's probably the best option, to just go ahead and just twist some of the dreadlocks that you think are flat, because they'll eventually round out and get cylindrical over time. But yeah, that's my explanation of it. I hope it helped y'all out. If y'all like this video and it helped y'all out in some sort of way, make sure to like it. And if y'all want to see more videos from me in the future, please make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so y'all never miss out on another video from me. And wow, I almost forgot my outro. And with that being said, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video.